Welcome to this narration about the African black magic, which is an African aspect of life compiled and written by Morgan M. Kimindu, after a deep research. Power of Kilungu Hills. Chapter 1. The Sacred Grove of Kilungu. Deep in the heart of Kilungu Hills, long before the missionaries built their churches and named the land after foreign saints, there existed a power older than the trees, older than the rivers, older than time itself. This was the home of the Ava Divai, the great seers of the Akamba, who could whisper to the wind and command it to carry messages across the land, who could touch the earth and feel the footsteps of an enemy miles away. Look at the picture, below the beautiful slopes of Kilungu Hills. It was said that in Kilungu, beneath the shade of the great Mugumo tree, there stood a shrine so sacred that even the strongest warrior dared not approach it without permission. Here, the Mundu Mwe wa Kilungu, the great sorcerer of the hills, presided over rituals that defied the laws of man. His name was Mutua Wakilonzo, and his power was unmatched. They said he could summon the spirits of the ancestors to walk among the living. They said he could turn the heart of a man into stone with a mere whisper. But most of all, they said he held the secrets of Nguvu ya Maisha, the power of life itself. Chapter 2. The Ways of the Akamba Sorcerers. Unlike Christianity, which preached of a single God who lived in the heavens, the power of Kilungu was rooted in the land, in the spirits of those who had walked before. The seers did not pray. They spoke to the ancestors as one speaks to a friend. They did not wait for miracles. They made them. The seer could see beyond time, their visions stretching into the past and future like the roots of a tree. With a mere touch of mukuvu leaves, they could heal wounds that no foreign doctor could cure. With the black ash of the Ngalamuka tree, they could make a man invisible in battle. It was said that Mutua Wakilonzo once stood before a line of armed warriors, men who had come to kill him for refusing to convert to Christianity. He lifted his Andia Yamaika, the staff of the ancestors, and whispered words that no foreign tongue could understand. The warriors froze, their weapons dropping to the ground, their minds trapped in a world of endless darkness. For 3 days, they remained blind, wandering through the hills, until they swore to never return. This was not witchcraft. This was power, real power, not the empty promises of a foreign god. Chapter 3. The Fall of Kilungu's Wisdom. Then came the missionaries. In 1908, a man named Father Edward Mackenzie arrived in Kilungu, carrying his Bible and his cross, speaking of love and salvation. He called the seers liars, called the spirits demons, called the power of the ancestors a trick of the devil. But how could the ancestors be demons? How could the spirits who guided the Akamba for centuries suddenly become evil? The people of Kilungu were forced to choose. Many, out of fear, abandoned the ways of their forefathers, kneeling before an altar that spoke of sin and guilt. The shrines were burned. The scrolls of the Ava Divai were destroyed. The great Mugumo tree, the heart of Kilungu's power, was cut down in 1913, its roots bleeding into the earth. And with it, the wisdom of the hills began to fade. Chapter 4. The Great Lie. Today, the descendants of those who once commanded the wind and the rain sit in churches, singing hymns to a God they cannot see, waiting for miracles that never come. They call upon a name that was forced upon them, while the spirits of their ancestors watch in silence, waiting for the day when they will be remembered. What did the missionaries truly bring? Salvation? Or a cage for the mind? If the power of the Akamba was false, why did the missionaries destroy it so violently? Why did they fear it? Could it be that the real power was never in their churches, but in the hills they tried to erase? To be continued.